Hello, this is Ian Quhachi from Cool Stuff Extreme Network, and this is a very quick tutorial. It's a walkthrough actually on digital painting. I'm doing a crow today, maybe a raven or raven, whatever, or any kind of bird. But it's just a walkthrough to show the process, the procedure of my digital painting. So first of all, in Photoshop, I normally use 2,500 pixels by 3,000 pixels, the resolution 300. I think it's quite great. So this is our workspace. So on the first layer, try and draw your bed. Just make it a quick drawing. Don't make it very classy or anything because we go into detail later. Okay, so here we go. And need I say, this is not a speed painting, but then somewhere along the line, I would pause it and go into details and come back again. I don't want to make it very long tutorial or walkthrough. So that's the big. And do not worry if you don't know how to draw. One thing is you can always pull up reference. But I've been drawing this particular bird for some time, so I know my way around this kind of drawing. Very good when you are referencing. That's looking on other images of the birds. You can pull them out from Google or pull them out from your book or anyway you can find the birds or anything you want to draw. So basically, this is my bird. Originally, I wanted to draw a crow or a raven, but well, let's see how it goes. I'm not that wonderful at drawing, but I think one or two things will make the drawing excellent. Okay, so after draw this is basically the head of the bird. Let me go this way. Yeah. It's not really creepy. I wanted to make it creepy at first, but you do that one later. So after doing this thing, this is just how I want the bird to look like. So beneath that layer, you go and get your background. In the background, getting something very red and black, something like macabre, something horrific or something like that. So you choose your red color, and for the sake of what we are doing now, I would go for a different set of brush. I have some grand brushes here, and if you don't have grand brushes, don't worry, I'll show you another way. But I would want to use the grand brushes now. So then you go for a lighter color, go into red here, more red here, middle, and even more lighter colors between the brush. Okay, something like this here, and maybe you can get something getting into white, make it bigger, something like this. Quite okay. Now we will get the blacks, and we use the blacks for the edges, to have that kind of vignette look. I don't think, yeah, people like vignettes, so I think it's a little bit okay. Then I'll go and get my own favorite brushes, the round brushes. I think it's default, yeah, so you can get it. If not the default, you can actually go to the actual default brushes, reset brushes, and okay, I think you find a whole lot of them. But then with these brushes, I'll go for an airbrush, yeah, 19 pixels, an airbrush, and then I'll start colors to choose, somewhere along those lines. I actually promised myself wasn't going to be a long tutorial, but looks as if my promise is not really working. Also looks as if I'm spoiling what I did initially. But then we'll get there. We'll have a very wonderful thing at the end. Let me do something quick here. I would rather cheat here because I want to finish quickly. You go to filter on the background. Go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, blur it a little. I think that one is okay. That one is just okay. And I'm trying to increase the color, the reds of it. You know, let's just forget about this one. We'll come back to the background later. So on the drawing layer, we start painting. Mostly, I'll want to paint with the same airbrush paint for my initial painting. Make it big. Make the brush a little bit big using the black color. Just start going over the drawing, just like that. I'm trying to simulate the hairs of, sorry, I'm trying to simulate the feathers of the bird. So this is what you get. And from here, just know that some artists will decide to block here, and I'm not really blocking here. That's what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not blocking. You just block the color so you know where your shadows will be, where this will be. But one thing I didn't talk about is our light, our initial light. Let's say our light is coming from here. This is where our light is coming from. So, here, these parts obviously would be lit up, and other parts wouldn't be. So, let's go on. You should also know that because the light is coming from this part, inside of the mouth automatically would be, inside of the beak automatically would be black. So let's do that one. Let's make it totally black. We're going full screen into blackness. So that's what we have. Yes, it's okay. We haven't black here, so it's okay. And let's introduce a little bit of blackness. Because of how the whole thing is down here, it's also going to be black, and and up here is going to be black too. A little bit of down here too is going to be black. Yeah, so I changed the background just a little. Sorry for that. Then I'll choose. Now I'm supposed to choose some brush that is a little bit hard, a little bit soft too. Let me check it. This one is not really hard, so let me increase the hardness to 41% and start drawing the hard parts again. Because I made a mistake. I actually drew on the layer itself, made everything quite red. I don't want it that way. And at this point, you should also know that you're not really trying to bring out the full detail of it. So just draw your basic shapes and how it's going to look like. Like I said, the inside part is supposed to be totally black. Yeah, and we go into the eye. Mostly, what I know about the crow or the raven's eyes, one part is shining, just like that. And let's go for all black. I'll show you the trick about doing a bird's eye or the raven's eye. Everything is all black like that, but then around it, just around it is a little bit gray or ash like that. Yeah, a little bit gray. To sell out the idea there's actually a bird's eye. And around the gray part to it's black again. So from black to gray to black. black, and around the gray it's black again. Yeah, just like that. And this part obviously is white, very shiny part is white. But we have not really started detailing it, so we'll talk about all those things later. Then we still go into the painting, the bird, trying to give it a little bit depth, talking about the feathers of it. Keep on just going down, 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 like that. It's in a particular direction. For this particular kind of drawing, I'm making all of them go down. Paint the beak a little. Bear in mind the beak is not black. It's not really black because of where the light is coming from and all that. And it's not really white because originally it's supposed to be black. Yeah, so we're still on it. Let's go for white. Yeah, mind you, whenever you press D, the colors here go to default. That's black and white. You press X, it changes the position of the colors there. In case you didn't know, just saying. Then see the light is coming from up above, like I said earlier on. So all these places may be white. So you can decide to initially make all these places white. We're going to correct all those things later. The lighting definition should actually speak up well. It's going to make your work nice. That's why I've got it over, I don't know, some years or some months. You know, so this part is going to be really white because it gets most of the reflection goes down a little, and the lower beak also has some light here to make it a little bit realistic. We're not going for realism here, but something a little bit real wouldn't kill. Now we are at a very wonderful place now. So let's start doing something nice to our drawing. You see, this thing doesn't really sell now, but this is the interesting part. But what we have now, we just pick the white, we use the black. The same method, painting downwards, use the white. Now you realize the feathers are actually speaking a little. We'll make it let's go for bigger net size. I don't know, like 90 pixels. Don't worry about what you're getting now. You correct all those things later. But one nice thing about painting this way is you're using only two colors. So you do a little bit of black, do a little bit of white, black, white, black, white. It sells it. It really sells it. That's what I've actually gathered over some time of me doing this painting. And mind you, beneath the bird's eye, you're going to have some white flares because if you're looking at the anatomy of the bear from the bone side of the bear, you realize that there are some white feathers here, somewhere here. Yeah. So you can just look very little pixels, both these things. It's not creepy yet. So with the same side, the small mid side, can go over it. Some being very white, some being not too white. And this part too, some will be white, some will be not very white. Now, I want to start detailing now with the first part of the detail. Before you do your final render, you may want to render some part of the drawing. So I'll render the beak soon, but then let's start working with the the little feathers here. The tutorial is getting really long and I don't like it that way. I don't really have enough data, so I hate it when it gets long. Yeah, I just decided to start rendering the peak. So let's go ahead and start rendering the peak. Some people would want to zoom in and start rendering. Talking about rendering, it's just trying to make sure those bad lines go away, and trying to make it look real, or trying to make it look like how you really want it to look like finally when you're drawing it, when you're painting it done. So yeah, I'm just choosing the colors I use to draw and paint initially. And I'll go deeper again. And I'll do all these parts. I really hope when I'm editing this thing I'm going to make it shorter, because long boring tutorials are really boring. Yeah, because they're long. Yeah, if there's any sense in what I just said. Yeah, I would not want to erase stuff. That's not really what I like doing. I wouldn't want to erase anything, so go ahead and do this. So when you go back, you see it's becoming a little bit real. I wish I could stop this thing and do the final render and bring it back, but then some people will get angry. Hey, you told us it's not a speed painting. So when you're rendering, why do you stop and go and render and come back? So I would rather do everything here now. But then once again, I would like to say this is just a walkthrough, so maybe we wouldn't have to actually go in depthly about the rendering and all those parts of the painting itself. Just a fair idea of how I actually paint. Yeah, this might not be the way to paint, but this is one easy way I think painting is done. And as you see, I'm not using any reference, but then it's very okay to paint this way, because if you are really painting this particular way, you can always change the initial idea of the drawing as you go on. You get more ideas and you decide to just, oh, let me change it, let me change it. Then you keep on doing that. Working this way is actually fun. It's really fun. Now I wouldn't say I'm a very good digital artist, but I'm trying to find ways and means drawing things easily that people wouldn't really have to suffer getting their hands painted. It's nothing really difficult. And also, I would want to say, apart from, I'm now using a digital tablet, but then with the brushes and all that I'm using, it's just the same process and procedure. You don't have to really do anything extraordinary to get your result. So that's about it. So from this point, I'll add just a little bit of hair. Let me go and change the brush to one of these brushes. They are very hard brushes, yes. And the hard brushes, yeah, for my, you see, the girls I draw sometimes, they have very wonderful um, hair standing up. I use hard brushes. I use it to, yeah, this one is 10 pixels. I use it to lower pixels, sometimes 4. And here I have to take my time. So I really have to beg you guys that I'll end the walkthrough here because you already have an idea of what I'm trying to do. So then I'll end the walkthrough here, and I'll come back with a final render because we have actually finished. I'll just make it look nice. I'll come back with a final thing. Now that you have an idea of how the whole thing should be and it looks like, it's okay. It's okay to end here. Okay, and I cannot go. I'm saying I want to go, but I still cannot go. Because I want you to still see how I do it. Yeah, let's go and get the eyes. See, looking quite a nice. Get some part of here looking nice. Some part of the door white. Nice. So this is what we get. This is what we actually get from a painting like this. Now I want to add one or two things before I leave. If you want to illuminate this thing, you can do so many things. First of all, go to a new layer. You can choose overlay as your layer option, and then you choose a color closer to the background. Let's say white. Red. A lighter red will do. Then you choose a brush which has feathers around the brushes like this. Yeah, you make it very big, and you just go over these sides. Because mind you, the background is already red. So go over this side to make all these parts red. Make all these sides red. So initially it's like this, and now you make it this way. That's if you want it to be illuminated according to the background color. Then later you can decide to reduce it or something. Or you can even use the linear dodge to brighten some parts up, and then you erase the parts you don't really like. So for this, let's go and let's erase some parts we don't like. Let's go in and erase these parts. We have eliminated some parts of the drawing, some parts we don't really like, so we have erased all those parts. And yeah, another thing to our lens is apart from this thing, you want it to look nice. Again, you can decide to go for a new layer, choose screen, and mind you, as at this point, I'm really not using my tablet anymore. I'm using the computer's on keyboard and pad, touch pad to work things out. So this is what I did. You choose a brighter color, and then you make it very big, and you just make that part white or whatever you want to make it, and then you go and reduce the opacity of that particular layer. You can increase it however you want to make it. You can choose to go over it this way, you can choose to push it forward to that side, any way you want to make it. It's okay. And that's about that's it. Okay, so from this point you can decide to um, um, Yeah, I changed the color. I changed the color of this thing to look something like pink. Yeah, I think this okay. I think this is just okay. You can decide to reduce the color. So yeah, and there we go. We have something nice. Maybe you can go over the whole artwork again if you think you need to do one or two things with the color. So let's make here more darker. Yeah, a little bit black, more blackness for this part. Because obviously that's by far one of the darkest places of the whole artwork. And you can always cheat with this thing with the colors themselves. I introduced something for my own graphic design artwork. I think 3 years ago. That was a fake lights, and I just did it again. Sorry, I didn't show you how to do that one. But when you are painting, you can actually choose the colors you want yourself. You can choose the colors you want. You can choose the lighting definition yourself. And hey, nobody can say anything about what you did. You wouldn't be that wrong because that's how you want it to look dramatic. So anytime you want to do anything like that, just feel free. Go ahead and paint the way you want. So I think we are done here finally. And thank you very much for watching this walkthrough, which was really a tutorial. And I hope I can come up with any cool tutorial. And I'll just be waiting for requests. If you want to see how something is done, maybe in Photoshop or anything, just let me know in the comments or something like that. Yeah, you can. I would actually be doing a full Photoshop tutorial, not digital painting tutorial. So if you want to know anything, how to do anything, hey, just feel free and let me know. One last thing before I go, when you're done with your artwork, you can decide to actually colorize it. You use maybe color balance or curves or anything. Let's go for color balance. Yeah, increase the redness. You can, because I added that pink thing, you can go into magenta to eliminate that pink effect. Let's get a little bit of yellow here to tone down the whole thing. And with the highlights, let's get more of the white in, a little bit of the greens in. Let's go for this. I think I'm done here. And so here we go. We are actually done with the painting of the crow. So that is it. Thank you. Shit, funny though. So yes, that was the last thing you're supposed to know. My advanced database has been updated. So have a very wonderful time. Bye bye.